Sometimes the people who know your heart best are the ones who know exactly how to break it. They know your dreams, your fears, and your deepest wounds. And when they decide to betray you, they do it with surgical precision, using everything you've ever trusted them with as a weapon against you. Before we begin, hit the subscribe button and tell me where you're watching this story from. Your support means everything. My name is Genevieve Harlow, and this is my diary. September 15th, the phone rang at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday night. I was exhausted from a long day at my wedding planning business, Enchanted Occasions, but when I saw Clara Davenport's name on the screen, I answered immediately. Jen. Oh my God, Jen, the most amazing thing has happened. Clara's voice was breathless with excitement. Clara had been my best friend for 15 years. We met in college and stayed close through everything. My messy divorce 3 years ago, her string of failed relationships, career changes, family drama. She was the sister I never had. What's going on? I asked, settling into my couch with a cup of tea. I'm engaged. Can you believe it? After all these years of dating disasters, I finally found my person. My heart swelled with happiness for her. Clara had been through so much heartbreak. She deserved to find love. That's incredible. Tell me everything. Who is he? How did you meet? When did this happen? His name is Wesley, and Jen, he's perfect. Absolutely perfect. He's kind, funny, successful, and he loves me exactly as I am. Something about the name Wesley made my stomach flutter, but it's a common enough name. Lots of men are named Wesley. Jen, I have the biggest favor to ask you, Clara continued. I want you to plan my wedding. I was honored but surprised. Clara, that's amazing, but are you sure? Wedding planning is my business, but planning for friends can be complicated. Emotions run high, expectations can be different. There's no one else I trust with the most important day of my life. You have such incredible taste, and you know me better than anyone. Please say yes. How could I say no? This was my best friend's dream wedding we were talking about. Of course I'll plan your wedding. It would be my honor. Thank you. I can't wait for you to meet Wesley. You're going to love him. We talked for another hour about her vision, an elegant outdoor ceremony, romantic garden setting, vintage touches with modern sophistication. It sounded beautiful. After hanging up, I felt excited and nervous. Planning a wedding for your best friend is a huge responsibility. I wanted everything to be perfect for Clara. The next morning, Clara came to my office with a thick folder of magazine clippings, Pinterest boards, and handwritten notes. I've been dreaming about this wedding since I was 12, she said, spreading everything across my conference table. I want it to be magical. Her vision was stunning but expensive. Garden ceremony at Rosewood Manor, reception for 200 guests, live orchestra, designer flowers, custom cake. The budget was $80,000. Clara, this is going to be gorgeous, but it's a significant investment. Are you sure Wesley is on board with this budget? Money isn't an issue, she said quickly. Wesley is very successful. He owns his own business, and wants me to have the wedding of my dreams. I was impressed. Most couples fought over wedding budgets, but Clara seemed to have found someone who truly wanted to spoil her. When do I get to meet this Prince Charming? Soon. He's been traveling for work, but he'll be back next week. I can't wait for you to meet him. Over the next 2 weeks, I threw myself into planning Clara's wedding. I booked Rosewood Manor, scheduled tastings with the best caterers, arranged meetings with florists and photographers. But something was bothering me. Clara kept making excuses for why Wesley couldn't meet with me. He's in Chicago for a business deal. He had to fly to Atlanta unexpectedly. He trusts my judgment completely. He says whatever I want is perfect. It seemed odd that a groom would be so hands-off about his own wedding, especially one this elaborate and expensive. Clara, I really need to meet with Wesley soon. There are decisions that require both of your input: music selection, menu choices, the ceremony details. I know. He's just been so busy with work. But he'll be back this weekend, and I promise you two will finally meet. The weekend came and went. No Wesley. He had to extend his trip, Clara explained. But look, he sent me these. She showed me photos on her phone of a massive bouquet of white roses with a card that said, "Sorry, I missed dinner with General, can't wait to marry you. W." The handwriting looked familiar, but I couldn't place it. Clara, I've been planning weddings for 8 years. In my experience, when a groom is absent from the planning process, it usually means one of two things: either he doesn't care about the wedding, or he's hiding something. Jen, you're being paranoid. Wesley is just busy. He's building his business empire, so he can give me everything I've ever wanted. Maybe I was being paranoid. Maybe I was just stressed from trying to plan such an elaborate event in only 3 months. Clara had set the date for December 20th, giving us just 12 weeks to pull everything together. 3 weeks into planning, I finally convinced Clara that we needed the groom present for the final venue walkthrough at Rosewood Manor. He promised he'll be there, she assured me. No excuses this time. Rosewood Manor was a stunning historic estate with manicured gardens and elegant ballrooms. Perfect for Clara's dream wedding. We arrived at 2 p.m. for our appointment with Cordelia Rosewood, the venue coordinator. "Where's your fiancé?" I asked Clara as we waited in the parking lot. "He's running a few minutes late." Traffic. 10 minutes passed. Then 20. Then 30. "Clara, we need to go in. Mrs. Rosewood is doing us a favor by accommodating this last-minute appointment. Just 5 more minutes. He'll be here." But he wasn't. We did the entire venue tour without the groom, Clara making apologetic excuses to Mrs. Rosewood the whole time. That night, I called my other best friend, Seraphina Blackwell, to vent about my frustration. "It's like the man doesn't exist, Sarah. I've been planning this wedding for a month, and I haven't even seen a photo of the groom." "That is weird," Sarah agreed. "Have you tried looking him up online?" "What's his last name?" I realized I didn't know Wesley's last name. Clara always just called him Wesley. You know what? I think I'm overthinking this. Clara's been hurt before. Maybe she's just being protective of their relationship until they're married. Or maybe there's something she's not telling you. Sarah's words stuck with me. What if Clara was hiding something about Wesley? But what could it be? 2 weeks later, I was at Clara's apartment delivering fabric samples for the reception linens. She was in the shower, and her phone kept buzzing on the coffee table. I wasn't trying to snoop, but when the screen lit up, I saw the name, Wesley H. Redhart. Wesley H. The H was partially visible because of how the contact was saved. My heart stopped. 3 years ago, I was married to Wesley Harlow. Wesley H. But that was impossible. Clara knew about my divorce. She knew how much Wesley had hurt me. She couldn't. My hands were shaking as I picked up her phone. The message preview showed, "Can't wait to see you tonight, beautiful. Our secret is safe a little longer." I felt like I was drowning. The room was spinning, and I couldn't breathe. Wesley Harlow. My ex-husband who had cheated on me, lied to me, and left me broken and bankrupt after our divorce. The man I'd spent months planning the perfect wedding for was my own ex-husband. And my best friend of 15 years, knew exactly who he was. Clara came out of the bathroom in her robe, humming happily. When she saw my face, her expression changed. "Jen? What's wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost." I held up her phone, my voice barely a whisper. "Wesley H." The color drained from her face. "Jen, I can explain. Wesley Harlow. You're marrying Wesley Harlow." She sat down heavily on her couch, no longer able to meet my eyes. Yes. How long have you known who he was? Silence. Clara, how long have you known you were marrying my ex-husband? From the beginning. From the beginning. My voice cracked. You've known this whole time that you were marrying my ex-husband, and you asked me to plan your wedding. Jen, please let me explain. It's not what you think. It's not what I think. You're marrying the man who destroyed my life, and you asked me to plan the wedding. What am I supposed to think? Clara was crying now. I didn't plan for this to happen. Wesley and I met at that conference in Denver 8 months ago. I didn't know who he was at first. We just clicked, you know. And by the time I realized he was your ex-husband, I was already falling in love with him. So you decided to lie to me? To betray me? I was scared to tell you because I knew you'd react like this. React like what? Like someone who's been stabbed in the back by her best friend. She was sobbing now. Wesley told me about your marriage. He said you two were wrong for each other, that you wanted different things. He said the divorce was mutual. Mutual? I was shaking with rage. Clara, Wesley cheated on me with 3 different women. He emptied our joint bank accounts and left me with $50,000 in credit card debt that he'd hidden from me. He destroyed my credit, my trust, my ability to believe in love. There was nothing mutual about our divorce. Clara looked shocked. That's not. Wesley said. Wesley lied to you, just like he lied to me. And you believed him because it was easier than admitting you were betraying your best friend. Jen, I love him. I know that's hard for you to hear, but I really love him. Then why didn't you tell me? Why all the secrecy, the lies, the mysterious groom who could never meet me? Because I knew you'd try to talk me out of marrying him. You're damn right I would have. Not because I want him back, but because I care about you. He's going to hurt you the same way he hurt me. But even as I said it, I realized the truth. Clara hadn't been tricked or manipulated. She'd made a choice. She'd chosen Wesley over our 15-year friendship. That night, I sat in my apartment, staring at all the wedding planning materials spread across my dining room table. Floral arrangements, menu selections, seating charts, vendor contracts. Thousands of dollars already spent. Hundreds of hours of work. All for the wedding that would unite my ex-husband with my former best friend. I should have walked away right then. Should have told Clara to find another wedding planner, and cut them both out of my life. But I was so angry, so hurt, so completely betrayed that walking away didn't feel like enough. I wanted them to feel the same pain they'd caused me. I wanted their perfect wedding to be ruined the same way they'd ruined our friendship. And I was in the perfect position to make that happen. After all, I was planning their entire wedding. The next morning, Clara called me crying. Jen, please don't abandon me. I know I should have told you the truth, but I can't plan this wedding without you. You're the only person I trust. Trust. The word made me sick. Clara, I need time to process this. But I won't leave you hanging. I'll finish planning your wedding. The relief in her voice was obvious. Thank you. Jen, you're such a good friend. I don't deserve you. She was right. She didn't deserve me. Over the next month, I continued planning their wedding with a smile on my face. I met with vendors, confirmed details, and acted like a devoted friend and professional wedding planner. But behind the scenes, I was planning something else entirely. December 20th dawned cold but clear. Perfect weather for an outdoor wedding. I arrived at Rosewood Manor at 6 a.m. to oversee the setup. Everything had to be perfect for what I had planned. Clara arrived at noon with her bridesmaids for hair and makeup. She looked beautiful and radiant, completely unaware of what was coming. Jen, everything looks amazing. You've outdone yourself. Thanks, Clara. I wanted this day to be unforgettable. At 2 p.m., the guests started arriving. I recognized many of them, mutual friends from college, Clara's family members who had become like family to me too over the years. They all thought this was a celebration of love and friendship. They had no idea they were about to witness the destruction of both. The ceremony was set to begin at 4 p.m. At 3:45, all 200 guests were seated in the garden, and the string quartet was playing softly. Clara was in the bridal suite, putting on her final touches. Her dress was stunning, a custom Vera Wang gown that had cost $8,000. 5 minutes, Clara, I told her, holding her bouquet of white roses and baby's breath. I can't believe this day is finally here, she said, tears of joy in her eyes. Thank you for making this perfect, General. I love you. I love you too, Clara. That's why I had to do this. She looked confused. Do what? Instead of answering, I handed her an envelope. Your wedding gift. Open it. Inside was a printed email chain between Wesley and another woman named Vivian. The emails were from 2 weeks ago, while Clara thought he was traveling for business. The emails detailed their ongoing affair and Wesley's plan to continue seeing Vivian after the wedding. He's been cheating on you, Clara. Just like he cheated on me. Clara's face went white as she read the emails. Where did you get these? I hired a private investigator 4 weeks ago. I wanted to protect you from making the same mistake I did. That was a lie. I'd hired the investigator to get dirt on Wesley for my revenge. But finding out he was cheating on Clara too was an unexpected bonus. This can't be real, Clara whispered, but her voice lacked conviction. There are photos too, if you want to see them. Hotel receipts. Phone records. Your Prince Charming is the same lying, cheating man he was when I was married to him. Clara sank into a chair, still in her wedding dress, as the reality hit her. Outside, 200 guests were waiting for a wedding that was never going to happen. What am I supposed to do now? She asked, tears streaming down her face. You're supposed to thank me for saving you from the biggest mistake of your life. I walked to the door, then turned back one last time. By the way, Clara, I kept all the vendor receipts. The total cost of this wedding was $87,000. Since you and Wesley betrayed me, lied to me, and used me to plan your dream wedding, you can figure out how to pay for it yourselves. I left Clara sitting there in her $8,000 wedding dress, surrounded by thousands of dollars worth of flowers that would never be walked down the aisle. Outside, I announced to the guests that the wedding was cancelled due to the groom's infidelity. I suggested they go to the reception hall anyway. The food was already paid for, and it would be a shame to waste it. The look on Wesley's face, when I told the guests exactly why the wedding was cancelled, was worth every moment of pain he and Clara had caused me. They thought they could betray me and still have their perfect day. Instead, they got public humiliation and a massive bill for a wedding that never happened. Clara lost her fiancé, her wedding, and her best friend all in one day. Wesley lost his bride, his reputation, and his secret affair was exposed to everyone who mattered in his life. Sometimes the best revenge is simply letting someone's true character reveal itself at the worst possible moment. I may have planned their perfect wedding, but in the end, I gave them something even better: the truth. And the truth is that people who betray you don't deserve your loyalty, your friendship, or your silence. They deserve exactly what Clara and Wesley got: nothing. If you enjoyed this story of justice served cold, hit that like button and subscribe for more. And remember, sometimes the person closest to you is the one you need to watch most carefully. Trust, once broken, can never be fully repaired. But revenge can be absolutely perfect.